Sharkie Gamer here. Today in this video I'll be showing you the Wu-Tang Shaolin style collector's set or limited edition set for the PlayStation 1. So this comes with a game and a controller. So we'll take a quick look at the box first. So as you can see, it's got a window, it shows this controller through there. Now the box, the current version of this I have is in German. It's just the version I bought because I got that version. The game is through there. On the back, it's got some screenshots of the game. PlayStation logo. And then a whole lot of information about the game, which I can't really read because I can't read German. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the idea. So we open up the box now. First, we have the game. Back of the case. Like I said, it's all in German, so I can't really read it. And then we've got the main feature, which is the controller. Let's get this out of here. Okay, so this is the controller here. Now, as you can see, it looks like the Wu-Tang logo or symbol. Really weird shape. So you got a D-pad here. You got your select and start buttons there. Your main PlayStation buttons as well as your shoulder buttons. Now I'm sure you've already noticed just from looking at it, it looks really uncomfortable. Well, it is really uncomfortable. This controller is definitely not, well, the person who designed it definitely didn't think of ergonomics when they did it. They thought, oh, let's make a Wu-Tang controller. And they made one in like the logo in it. Yeah. So when you try and hold it, you sort of think, okay, it's got to be held some way like that to reach the buttons and sort of reach the shoulder buttons. You try maybe 2 fingers, and it just, no matter which way you hold it, it doesn't feel right. It's really thick and bulky. It's very light, but really bulky. And the controller itself is very unresponsive. I've tried to play it with this game, and the game itself is nothing fantastic. It's just another fighting beat-em-up game. You're just fighting style. But when you're using this to try and play the game, it's just really hard. You would press a button, and you would probably die a lot of times. I know I've played this game with this controller, and I've died many times. The combos in this game also require you to press 2 buttons at the same time to do some of the combos that you have, set combos, and then again as you go higher up combos. And to actually press the 2 buttons at the same time and get the character to do the move before you actually get killed is another story again. If you start out really well and you start really doing well and you never stop pressing buttons, you can get to it and beat the fight. But with this controller, it's just useless to do it. It's actually a terrible controller. Worst ergonomics ever. Not recommended to play any fighting game with this at all. But you know what? Even though it's a terrible controller, it's terribly designed, it is incredibly rare. That's right, it is rare. So, I mean, don't be surprised to see one of these things go for about $80. That's right, $50 to $80 is usually the going rate for these things, depending whether you get it mint or you don't get it mint. I personally got this from Germany. As you can see, I got the German box. And I actually bid on an auction for it. They had to buy it now. So I just bought it now, and I actually got it really cheap, which I'm lucky I did, because otherwise, you'll be paying top dollar for something that's not really anything fantastic. Collectors go crazy over these ones. If you want to play the Wu-Tang game, or I'd say you probably want to play a different game, but even if you do want to play the Wu-Tang game, you don't need this controller. So unless you're a die-hard collector, then don't worry about this controller. It really is aimed at a collector now. It's nothing fantastic whatsoever. But hey, it's unique. They try to do something different, and they failed miserably. Even the controller parts aren't that very fantastic, like I mentioned before, with the responsiveness and how to play the game. I don't know how many times I've versed one of these characters in the game that has this dual swords, and they just slice you up and pin you to the wall. and you end up in a lot of pieces or pinned to the wall with a sword through your throat. So, yeah. And it's a pretty violent game. It's got a violence code. You just type the code in and it unlocks all the blood and gore and stuff like that. But still, it doesn't even really make it better. It has some awesome death scenes though. And most of the time it'll be on your part, because you'll be sitting there trying to play with this controller, and then bang, you'll get just brutalized by that other character. And you'll be still trying to do the combo to try to get out and try to recover. And you just won't recover. So, game is playable. Not with this controller though. Yeah. If I went to play this game, I would not pick up this controller to play it with. I would pick up a standard DualShock. So, yeah. That's just the way it is. Otherwise though, it's a very unique controller. As you can see, I'll do a quick pan of it again. But yeah, definitely a controller you don't really want to play with, you just want to display. So collectors out there, go for this, but just remember it is kind of pricey, even now. If you can find someone that doesn't know what it's worth and puts a really cheap buy it now on it, you can get it pretty cheap. But if they know what it is and you also go a bidding war, like on an auction for it, you'll probably end up paying quite a bit of penny for it. But yeah, I was lucky myself. I got equivalent of $30, so yeah. And that was with the box and the game and everything, so I got a really steal of a price. But it does, a lot of collectors have paid a lot more than that. Okay, that's about all I can say about it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps of more controller videos up shortly.